Hi, I'm Tina Geithner. I'm a professor in the Department of Human Physiology in the School of Professional Studies here at Gonzaga. I want to congratulate you on making the decision to do graduate work and for choosing Gonzaga. I think you've made an excellent choice and you'll enjoy your time here. I'm here to talk to you today as part of the orientation to help you understand the need for taking care of yourself while you're a grad student. And while I don't teach in a graduate program right now, I've been through 2 layers of graduate study with a master's level and a doctoral level program, and I know how important it is to take care of yourself. So in talking about how to do that, you might consider that you're going to be using your mind a tremendous amount while you're a graduate student in reading and writing and researching and doing computer work. You'll have opportunities to develop your spirit as well, but there's this third component, the body. And that's our vehicle for doing everything else. So it's really important to take care of yourself. One way you can do that is by being regularly active. And physical activity can offer you not only a distraction and change of pace from your graduate work, but it can help you perform more effectively and think more clearly and enjoy your time here at Gonzaga, or from a distance or on campus, whichever way you're taking on your graduate studies. Regular physical activity is a stress reducer, and you'll have plenty of stress as a graduate student. I'm sure you've anticipated that, but that gets more clear as you start to work through your program. So physical activity gives you a change of pace. It allows you to increase your blood flow throughout your body, which includes your mind, and allows you to think more clearly. It also gives you a change of pace from sitting. You're going to be sitting a tremendous amount with reading and computer work and researching and writing. So there are opportunities to keep yourself healthy from a cardiovascular perspective, keep taking care of your heart and lungs, as well as your muscles with resistance training, and even working flexibility or lengthening the muscles that get tightened or shortened as you work at that computer or as you read and take in tremendous amounts of information as you go through your graduate work. So ways that you can take care of yourself in terms of cardiovascular work or cardiorespiratory work, that would be anything that you do that's repetitive and involves large muscle activities, large muscle masses being the trunk, the core, the back, the abs, the legs primarily. So in repetitive activities include walking, stair climbing, stair stepping on a stair stepper. Could be cycling on either an upright or recumbent bicycle, using a treadmill, using a rowing machine, climbing the stairs in one of the buildings on campus. There are a couple of great opportunities there in buildings that have 3 or 4 stories, walking around the Centennial Trail or cycling on it, rollerblading, anything that involves repetitive, large muscle activities that get your heart rate up and your respiratory rate up. So you're breathing faster, your heart is pumping faster. And if you can do that, at least in bursts of maybe 5 to 10 minutes with breaks in between, that's a great way to improve your fitness and keep yourself healthy so that you can perform best in your academic work. Another way to keep yourself healthy and fit as a graduate student is to do resistance training, and that's really to impose a demand on the muscles of the body more than what they're used to doing. So we use body weight exercises. You can use resistance training or do resistance training with added weights, external weights like hand weights or barbells. Machines work wonderfully. Resistance tubing, work on a stability ball, lots of options there, and we have really well-trained professionals in our Rudolph Fitness Center who can help you with the appropriate exercises for working whatever it is that you'd like to work, whole body or particular muscle groups if you'd like to strengthen those. And what resistance training does is it can build strength, muscular endurance, and power, and all of those translate into better cognitive function as well as mental endurance and strength for the long haul in your graduate work. And then the final aspect of sort of taking care of your body would be flexibility, and that's stretching or lengthening the muscles that become tight from sitting a lot with your graduate work. So these would be stretching the chest muscles, because we tend to sit and work at our computers, or these become shortened. Our shoulders may become rounded, our necks might be stiff. neck and shoulders are where a lot of people hold muscular tension, so those areas should be stretched. We can also stretch the low back and the hamstrings and the quadriceps, the back and the front of the thighs respectively, as well as the wrists and the forearms from all that computer work and page turning, and writing. So these are some different things that we can do to really take care of ourselves as graduate students. And I'd encourage you to do that because it'll make your time more enjoyable and you'll be more efficient and more effective in your academic work. Hi, I'm going to take you through some stretches that might be helpful to you as you go through your graduate work and helping to lengthen and stretch those muscles that tend to get tightened or shortened as we do a lot of seated work at computers, reading, writing, etc. So I'll start from the top. We'll go from head to toe. And the first thing you may want to try to stretch is your neck. And you can do that simply by gently dropping one ear towards the shoulder of the same side and just holding for a few seconds. You can actually hold stretches anywhere from 15 to 30 seconds to get the most benefit from them. And then you continue to breathe through the stretch. You can come back to center with the head and then lower gently ear towards shoulder of the same side. Okay? So that's one stretch for your neck, just side to side or lateral stretching. Another stretch you can do is just to gently drop the chin towards the chest. So you just gently fold forward. And again, work within a range of motion that's comfortable and not painful to you. This is really important. Everybody has a different range of motion and you want to work within your comfort zone so you can feel the stretch but it isn't painful. If it's at all painful, back off, come to a more neutral position. So that chin to chest stretch is another one for the back of the neck or the neck extensors. You can also go the other direction by just tipping the chin up gently, lifting your chin away from the ground or the floor or your desk and going the other direction. So you want to think about both directions, front side, back side, side to side in your stretching. Next we'll go to the shoulders. So things you can do is to stretch the shoulder muscles, particularly the trapezius muscle, which is a broad muscle that runs between the neck and portions of the back. You can take the hands down and just stretch down, palms towards your feet or the floor. You can do these seated or standing, and these stretches really you can do anywhere, anytime. They don't take a long time to perform, and they can provide you with a way to just loosen up and keep your mind in the game. So you can press down. You can also take one hand over one wrist and press down, and then take your neck in the opposite direction. That's a nice stretch for the neck as well, and the shoulder. Repeat the other side. Take the other hand, take it on top of the wrist, and the hand that is on top, that's the direction you turn your neck towards. Okay, so you can feel a nice stretch down the side of your neck. So after neck, shoulders, a little bit more on shoulders, and chest expansion. So we tend to get tight in the pecs as we sit and work at a book or a computer or a desk. So we can take the hands behind the back, just lace the fingers, and then lift them back and away so that we stretch across the front of the chest and the front of the shoulders. And after neck stretches, we'll move to the shoulders. So we can take the hands and just lace them palms down, lace the fingers and put the palms facing the floor or the bottom of your chair, and just press the hands down, feeling the stretch through the sides of the neck and the tops of the shoulders. Another way to feel this stretch even more so in the neck would be to take one hand on top of the other wrist, so just wrapping the fingers around the top of the other wrist, and that hand that's on top, we use that as the direction that the neck will turn. So as we press the hand down, we're putting a little more pull on the neck on one side, and we just stretch the neck to the side, same as we did before with an ear towards the shoulder. And then we repeat with the other side. So other hand comes on top of the other wrist, stretching again towards or in the direction of the top of the neck. So holding for 15 to 30 seconds or so. Just feeling the stretch, but not feeling pain. So if you feel any discomfort that goes beyond the nice feeling of the stretch, backing off to a more neutral position. Okay? So we can also stretch the front of the chest, which tends to get shortened. The pectoral muscles get shortened as we sit a lot or do computer work or reading. So we shorten through here. So the idea is to counteract that movement by opening the shoulders and the chest up. And the way to do that is we take the hands behind the back, we lace the fingers, and then we just stretch the fingers and the hands away, down and back in sort of a diagonal direction, opening the center of the chest and stretching the front of the shoulders out. Again, holding for about 15 to 30 seconds, enjoying the stretch. You could, if you'd like, open this up to have just a slight back bend. So keeping the stomach or the abdominal muscles tight, and then just lifting the chin slightly to feel that stretch through the front of the neck as well. In moving to the back, to balance out that chest stretch, we can take the hands again, fingers laced, pressing palms away and pushing in that direction to just stretch the back, the upper back. So again, holding 15 to 30 seconds, enjoying the stretch. The back muscles may not be as tight as the chest. You may need to use the chest stretch more often. We can also stretch the low back by either bringing one knee towards the chest and rounding towards that, bringing the chest towards the knee and the knee towards the chest. You can do this in a seated posture. It's much easier to balance, or you can lie on a padded floor or on a rug and draw one knee to the chest. That's a really nice stretch for the low back, and the low back gets tight often because we tend to sit with poor posture when we do a lot of reading and computer work. We're not very good at keeping good posture in those positions. So low back stretch, drawing the knee towards the chest on the other leg, can be done in a seated position or lying down. Another set of muscles that gets tight from seated posture is the front of the hips, or the hip flexors. And these are the muscles that when we shorten them, they draw our knee up, or they flex our hip and pull our knee up towards our body. So quadriceps, the iliopsoas, are the muscles that are the primary hip flexors. And we can stretch those. We can sit on the edge of a chair and then take one instep of the foot, the top of the foot, into one palm, same side of the body. And we can draw that heel towards the buttocks or towards the hips and feel the stretch at the front of the hip. That can be done seated, or it can be done against a wall, holding or leaning against the wall slightly for balance, or holding on to a stair rail even. So again, we want to balance that flexibility and create flexibility on both sides of the body, or front and back, or side to side. So we would just repeat that stretch on the other side. So again, balancing on one foot, or perhaps seated on a chair, or maybe a hand on a wall or a stair rail, picking up the instep of the other foot into the hand, and then just drawing the heel towards the hips. The knee is pointed fairly much down towards the floor, rather than pulling the leg out to the side as you do this stretch. So from the front, taking the knee down, straight down towards the floor, sort of in line with the other leg, rather than pulling it out to the side.